My name is Kenechukwu KC, and I'm a board game designer and publisher from Nigeria.
My name is Boyo Arami. I am the designer for Nutrido board game. I'm also the director of Nutrido.
My name is Joy Sani, and I'm an event manager and a digital publicist and a farmer.
Basically, for me, board game started in 2013 when I designed board game for a friend. Then there was this ASU strike and he was very bored. So I thought of designing a game for him, and that was how the first game ever came about. And at that time, I didn't know it was a profession. I didn't know it was something someone could, do and want to continue doing that. And then subsequently, I designed other games. And in those moments, I found out that board games could be used as a means of expression, as a means to tell stories, as a means to communicate to people what I feel or what I've felt in the past or what I've seen other people feel. And then for me, all along, it has been about telling stories with these board games, and then also trying to create a means of livelihoods for young people who have joined in designing and publishing those games.
So we wanted to impact lives, because I learned so much about behavioral change strategy, and gaming is one of the opportunities for you to change the behaviors of people. And we came up with this idea to design Nutrido board game, health and nutrition board game, and that's our first board game. And consequently, we went further to increase the benchmark, and we did design a video game. Today we couldn't do that, but we have a video game, we have a board game. And Nutrido is one of our good products right there in the market, and it's doing well.
AppCon was inspired in the need to want to create platforms where people could actually play games, where people could play my games, where people could, be part of what I wanted to express. And it started with little board game events here and there. I could remember going to schools or going to parks and then trying to get people involved to play this game. So I met this friend, her name is Zainab, and we talked about trying to organize something that was bigger than both of us, and we named it AppCon, African Board Game Convention, because it was a dream bettered in taking board games to people, taking board games to every corner of Africa. So I guess that was how the name African Board Game Convention was built, and how AppCon was built.
AppCon is a fantastic opportunity to bring innovators, players, board game enthusiasts, professional people in the industry, news people, all together in one place to promote African content. And this gives us an opportunity to express ourselves. We've seen wonderful board games, creative board games, and that cannot be found somewhere in the world.
AppCon is trying to do something that hasn't been done before in Nigeria, which is really to open up the industry called tabletop gaming, and AppCon also strives to bring together people who are passionate about gaming, as well as introduce people who are not very knowledgeable about tabletop gaming to tabletop gaming, and also to promote the culture of tabletop gaming in Nigeria. So that's what AppCon strives to do.
There's so many challenges when it comes to African board games. Generally, it's not accepted. People find it difficult the acceptability within the public is really low. We have design challenges. We have publishing challenges. We also have challenges when it comes to finance. We need sponsors, people who could really sponsor quality content, capable of changing and transforming life, transforming the way Africa or Nigeria is being perceived from the outside world. So these are a few of the challenges. We also need people to embrace our board games, our designs, our work. It will really go a long way to encourage us to do more creative stuff when it comes to the board games and video games industry for Africa.
The challenge of building active board gaming industry in Nigeria is first it's not known, it's not something that Nigerians know. People find it strange when I tell them that there are literally over 1 million games in Nigeria, and I just sometimes they're like, how do I convince this people? And that's one of the reasons AFCONs are made. Now today people saw games that they've never seen, and they are quite like intrigued about it. People are kind of, wow, it's this real, are these board games? So I think it's just the basis that people don't know that these games exist, and once you're able to fight that challenge, once we're able to overcome that challenge, I think we'll pick up. But this moment is about the awareness that Nigerians can design board games. I've seen people that have designed board games. I've met someone that designed board games when I was just 1 year old. So and in the past 2-3 years I've met about 6 to 7 game designers, and for me it's a nice thing. And once people are able to know that they can design board games, I think we'll probably get to other challenges, but at this meantime is that knowing, that awareness that we can actually tell our own stories, we can actually express our own feelings, our own thoughts, our own opinions through board games, and we can also play board games beyond the normal 7 to 8 board games we have in the Nigerian market.
We are proud to announce the first recipient of our 5,000 naira. See, 5,000 naira is a lot of money. I don't like crowd shouting.
I expected it to be sort of boring. Expected, people to just sit around tables and be drab, but like there was an electricity in the room today that was really palpable. It was almost like, in fact, it was exactly the same way I would feel if I was at a spoken word event or at a concert or watching a really interesting movie in a room full of people.
With what I saw here today, it gives me hope. People come here to play games that cut across their religious inclinations, their political background, their color, their ethnicity. I think board games will really come to unify us. Nigeria, for instance, we talk much about unity, but this is an activity that can really bring us together to promote our cultural orientation, to promote our country, Nigeria. We could start focusing on sponsoring events like this, sponsoring games, sponsoring educational content that brings games and education to the foreground. I think this is a wonderful opportunity. If you have an opportunity to sponsor conferences like this, you should pick it up. You should be interested. Young people, I say, come forward. We'll look forward to partnering with NIPCAT to encourage game production and design in schools. We're talking with them currently. We'll have training sessions for young people to learn how to create their own board games and be much more effective.
Today was quite interesting. I've never seen so many board games in one place, and it was pretty entertaining. It was interesting how by simple board games, people could get to connect. No questions asked. Heck, with some people, you don't even exchange your names. You just sit down at the table and play games and have fun.
At some point, board game designing and playing wasn't a hobby anymore for me. So I was looking at how this board game could benefit to young people, to me, and to the whole world at large. And then we came up with a company that publishes and produces games in Nigeria. And the reason is this: Nigeria is a country with a population of up to 200 million, and 70% of the population are young people. And then when you're looking at young people, about 60% of these young people who make up 70% of 200 million are not employed. So board game was a means to create a source of livelihood. And then the name NIPCAT was born, or rather the company NIPCAT was born. We have a mission that propels everything we do, from producing games, because we produce games that are cost effective, games that every Nigerian should be able to afford, so that we don't push this game to just the elites. So what propels us is out of our mission that by 2020 we would have introduced 1 million homes to board games. Now we use the word homes because we identify that their homes are made up from two people to 35 people. So we're not looking at individuals, but we're looking at homes, because we believe in unity. We believe that board game is supposed to bring people together, and we want to introduce 1 million homes to board games by 2020. I know it's kind of far-fetched, but it propels everything we do. It propels the game activities we do. It propels the workshop we hold in IDP camps for children to learn how to design games. It propels the way we produce our games. It propels the activities we organize for board games like AppCon and other activities. It propels game competition. It propels games we put on daily newspapers just so people could play these games. And then we try to make it, if it's not free, very, very low cost, so people get those games. So I would say in years to come, we are looking at NIPCAD producing so many games, supporting so many designers, getting games of designers out there for people to play, and then in return create a source of livelihood, not just livelihood, secured livelihoods for those young people and for other people that are interested to come into the board gaming industry.